Hey everybody, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into something pretty big today, the WISDOMS DifferenceMakers project.
Yeah, it's ambitious for sure.
They're looking to build a global network of, well, difference makers.
People committed to positive change.
Not just for a little while either, but for the next 1,000 years.
A whole millennium. That's a pretty bold vision.
It is. We've got articles, forum posts, ebooks, all about wisdoms and their whole approach.
A lot to unpack.
Right. What does it even mean to be a difference maker, and how could this movement spread and impact all of us?
And they call themselves a street-smart university of life.
Which is a pretty unique take.
Not your typical self-help program.
No, not at all. It really grabbed my attention.
Me too.
Instead of just feel-good stuff, they seem to focus on practical tools.
Frameworks for action.
Yeah. And challenging conventional thinking, like all the time.
Right.
And this idea of uncommon sense.
Which, I'll be honest, sounded kind of gimmicky at first.
I thought so too. But when you dig in,
It's about challenging assumptions, questioning the status quo.
coming up with fresh perspectives on old problems.
Exactly. And I liked their take on personal development.
How so?
Well, they say traditional self-help is all about fixing what's wrong with you.
Like you need to be fixed.
Yeah. But Wisdoms flips that, encourages people to embrace their strengths.
Interesting.
Use those strengths to make a difference.
So it's about using what you're already good at.
Exactly, to create that positive change.
I like that. And speaking of making a difference, their rewinding the movie technique really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah. It's a really insightful exercise, isn't it? Imagine hitting rewind on your life.
Like a movie.
Yeah, like a movie. Going back to those moments that shaped you.
But it's not just about dwelling on the past, right?
Not at all. It's about understanding how those past experiences, those decisions.
They influenced your values,
Yeah.
your beliefs.
Your strengths.
And they say by understanding your past,
You can actually empower your future.
it's like connecting the dots
Exactly.
to see the bigger picture.
And then using that awareness to guide your actions, your choices moving forward.
So it's self-reflection, but with a purpose
Not just about feeling good, it's about gaining clarity, gaining direction.
for making a real impact.
Right.
Okay, so we've got the street smart approach, the rewinding the movie technique, but how does this all connect to actually becoming a difference maker?
One of the key things I took away is that Wisdoms doesn't give you a specific path.
Or a set of beliefs.
Yeah, it's not one size fits all.
Right.
They really highlight finding your own unique way to make that difference.
So they provide the tools,
A framework.
but you decide what impact you want to make.
Absolutely.
That's pretty empowering.
It is. No pressure to conform to someone else's idea of success.
You define success on your own terms.
Exactly.
So it's about finding what resonates with you.
What feels authentic and meaningful to you.
And then using your own strengths, your passions to contribute. Which brings us to, what does making a difference even look like? These sources, they offer a pretty wide range of perspectives.
From little acts of kindness to
Yeah.
big social initiatives.
It seems making a difference can take so many forms.
It really can.
And Wisdoms really stresses that it's not about waiting for some huge opportunity.
Or making some big sacrifice.
They really push back against that hero complex.
They do. They believe that even small actions, if you take them consistently,
Yeah.
they can create this ripple effect of positive change over time.
They use this great quote, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now."
William Hutchison Murray said that.
It's a real call to action.
It is, recognizing that you don't need to have everything figured out to start making a difference.
And that even those small steps can lead to something much bigger.
That snowball effect. Small actions build momentum and create a real force for good.
And it's not just about individual action either.
Right, they have this vision of a global network of difference makers.
That's where their ambition really shows. They've identified 33,000 prominent cities.
Worldwide.
Wow.
With a potential reach of 4.3 million cities and towns.
It's mind-boggling.
It is.
And they believe that by connecting all these difference makers, creating this supportive community,
It can amplify their impact.
and create a truly global movement for positive change.
Like a web of interconnected individuals all working towards that same goal.
Exactly. And they draw inspiration from people like Ivan Andersen, who said,
He said, it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter where your scope of thinking is. We're looking for everybody at whatever level they're at, whether you just want to make a difference in your own family, in your neighborhood, your suburb, your town, your city, your country, the world. It doesn't matter. You can make a difference where you are right now. You can make an impact, and we want you to make an impact, and we want to make an impact. So come and join us.
It's a pretty inclusive message.
It really is. Anyone can be a difference maker.
No matter their background, their resources, their location.
So find your own niche within this global network.
And contribute in a way that aligns with what you're passionate about.
Exactly.
And they've outlined several ways for people to get involved, right?
They have. You can become the known one difference maker in your city.
Which is a pretty cool opportunity.
It is. Unique branding, leadership potential, direct access to the WISDOMS team.
But it's a big commitment.
Right. Both financially and time-wise.
So for those looking for something a bit more accessible,
They have a weekly online forum.
where you can connect with other difference makers,
Access resources.
participate in discussions.
And for those who want to support financially but maybe can't commit to the forum or the no one difference maker role,
They have the Patreon option.
starting at just $1 per month.
So there are lots of entry points.
Depending on your interest and commitment level.
One thing that really stood out to me was just how much content they've created.
I know, right? Ebooks, courses, articles.
It's like a treasure trove of insights.
And some of the titles, they're really catchy. Another Great Day in Africa.
Confessions of a Serial Entrepreneur.
$1,000,000-ize your business ideas.
They're not afraid to be bold.
Or provocative.
And it's not just random ideas. They've structured their program around 6 pillars: attitude, initiative, inspiration, leadership, entrepreneurship, and business mastery.
Wow, they cover a lot.
They do.
Yeah.
And they tie it all back to that core idea of making a difference.
It's like they're saying, we can help you achieve success in your own life.
But don't stop there.
Use that success to create positive change.
And that leads us to another key part of their philosophy:
What's that?
the importance of commitment.
It's not enough to just have good intentions.
You have to act, you have to see things through.
Turn those intentions into concrete actions.
And they argue that real commitment means stepping outside your comfort zone.
That's where the boldness comes in.
Right. Having the courage to take risks.
Embrace challenges.
Persevere even when things get tough.
And they're not leaving people to figure it out alone.
They're building a community of support.
That's what makes this project so compelling.
It's not just individual action, it's collective effort.
It's connecting with like-minded people.
Sharing ideas.
Supporting each other.
Working together to create that ripple effect.
A ripple effect that's bigger than any one person.
It's fostering a shared purpose.
Creating a movement that's bigger than any individual.
Well, I think we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive.
We have. We've looked at the origins and philosophy of the WISDOMS DifferenceMakers project.
Their unique, street-smart approach.
The importance of self-reflection.
The power of commitment.
And their vision for a global network.
A network dedicated to making a positive impact.
But there's still so much more to discuss. In the next part, we'll dig deeper into their 6 pillars of wisdom.
We'll explore some of their more unconventional ideas.
And examine the potential impact of this movement on a global scale.
So stay tuned. Hashtag TTS, the Deep Dive episode 2024-1205, part 2 of 3.
You know, as we were talking about wisdoms, I was struck by their emphasis on the power of ideas.
Yeah, it's like they want you to think outside the box.
Question everything you thought you knew.
Embrace innovation.
Not just in tech or business, but in life.
Yeah, like don't just accept things as they are.
Challenge the status quo.
Come up with your own solutions.
Exactly. And I love how they boil it down to memes.
Oh yeah, the memes.
It's so clever.
It is. They're so shareable, so easy to understand.
Especially in today's world, everything's so fast-paced.
It's a fire hose of information.
So you got to cut through the noise.
Make your message stick.
And memes, they definitely grab your attention.
They do. And when you combine that with a thought-provoking message,
It can be really powerful.
speaking of powerful messages, I was really drawn to their publication, One Idea is All It Takes.
Yeah, it's like they're saying a single spark can ignite a whole movement.
That even small ideas can have a huge impact.
Think about it. The internet, smartphones, even the wheel.
They all started as ideas.
It's amazing, that ripple effect.
And WISDOMS seems to be creating a space for those ideas to grow.
A community where you can share your thoughts, get feedback, collaborate.
Turn those ideas into action.
It's an ecosystem of innovation.
And they draw inspiration from some amazing examples.
Oh yeah, they're case studies.
People like Alicia Schaefer built $1 million business selling headbands online.
Wow.
Or Johnny Ward made a fortune from his travel blog while visiting every country.
It's inspiring.
It is. It shows that anyone with passion and a willingness to think differently,
can achieve amazing things
and they highlight the power of entrepreneurship.
for positive change.
They're saying you don't have to be a superhero to make a difference.
Use your creativity, your skills,
An entrepreneurial spirit
to create something amazing.
that benefits both you and the world.
And they're not just focused on traditional business models.
Right, they're exploring online platforms,
Social media,
even crowdfunding,
creating new opportunities.
to make a living while making a difference.
It's like they're embracing the digital age.
Using technology to connect people,
Share ideas.
amplify the impact of individual actions.
It's fascinating how they build that digital infrastructure for positive change.
A global network of difference makers,
And they're always adapting, evolving,
exploring new technology.
just expanding their reach.
I even read they're looking into the metaverse.
Really?
Yeah, creating virtual spaces for difference makers to connect.
That's incredible.
It shows how forward-thinking they are.
They're not content with the status quo. They want to stay ahead of the curve,
They're in it for the long haul,
building a movement that will keep growing for years to come.
and they're not afraid to get their hands dirty,
To experiment,
to learn from their mistakes.
which is so important when you're trying to create something truly new.
That's what makes this project so exciting.
It's dynamic,
Always evolving,
adapting to the changing world,
like a living organism.
growing, fueled by the passion of difference makers.
One thing I really admire is their transparency.
Oh yeah, they're open about their challenges, their successes, their lessons.
It's refreshing, that honesty.
It builds trust.
They're not pretending to have all the answers.
They're open to feedback. They're still learning.
And most importantly, they walk the talk,
They embody the principles they teach.
which is so important when you're building a movement based on integrity.
Exactly.
They're always looking to improve, to refine their approach,
It shows their commitment.
their belief in this movement,
They're building a legacy.
a legacy that could change the world.
And it's inspiring to see so many people joining them.
It feels like something special is happening.
A collective awakening.
We all have the power to make a difference.
And together, we can create a brighter future.
Now, WISDOMS outlines a path to becoming a difference maker.
Starting with their 10 principles.
And these aren't just lofty ideas.
They're grounded in action, everyday choices.
Guideposts for living a more fulfilling life,
A more impactful life.
a more meaningful life.
They offer a framework for thinking about our role in the world.
One that resonated with me was knowing that you are a role model to someone.
Our actions have ripple effects,
We influence those around us.
whether we realize it or not.
It's a call to be our best selves,
Not just for us.
but for the impact it has on others.
And they also say, you will be judged by what you do, not by what you say.
Walk the talk.
Take action.
Make those commitments a reality.
Align your actions with your words
Build trust.
through consistent follow-through.
And here's one that's so relevant today.
Which one?
No matter what you do, you will be criticized. So what?
Not everyone will agree with us.
And that's okay.
It's easy to get caught up in what others think.
Let the fear of criticism hold us back
From pursuing our passions,
from making a difference.
this principle is about resilience.
Handling criticism,
Staying true to your vision.
even when you face opposition,
Having the courage to stand up for what you believe in.
even when it's unpopular.
And wisdom says, stand up for something and be counted.
Find something you're passionate about
Use your voice, your actions.
to make a positive impact.
Speak your truth.
Advocate for what you believe in,
Take a stand.
even when it's hard.
And another one, being true to yourself, then treat others with the same respect.
Recognize your own worth.
Embrace your unique qualities.
Extend that respect to everyone.
Empathy, compassion, inclusivity.
Recognizing everyone has value.
And here's one that might seem a bit strange at first.
Yeah, what is it?
Be willing to accept pain. Living life to the full takes some risk.
Growth and progress requires stepping outside your comfort zone,
Embracing challenges.
being willing to fail.
True fulfillment often lies beyond fear.
The most rewarding experiences often come with risk and discomfort.
It's about pushing yourself,
Embracing the unknown.
trusting that even if you stumble, you'll learn.
And finally, one of the most important principles,
What's that?
live your life with passion.
Find what lights you up.
What ignites your soul?
Pursue it with everything you've got.
Bring enthusiasm and purpose to everything you do.
Passion is a powerful fuel.
It can drive you to achieve amazing things.
These 10 principles, they're a blueprint for a better life.
A testament to WISDOMS.
They're not offering quick fixes.
They're providing a framework for personal growth, social responsibility,
Positive change that benefits everyone.
So, as we wrap up this second part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought. Hashtag TTS, the Deep Dive episode 2024-1205, part 3 of 3. Wisdoms challenges us to think about the legacy we want to leave behind.
Not just for ourselves, but for, like, future generations.
Right, and that ties into their whole 1,000-year impact goal.
It does. Recognizing that what we do today, it can have a ripple effect far beyond our lifetimes.
It's like planting seeds for a future
That we might never see.
but that we can still contribute to.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It is. It gives our lives meaning.
A purpose beyond our own aspirations.
Exactly, and that brings us back to the core of Wisdom's DifferenceMakers.
Yeah. That belief that we can all make a difference.
No matter who we are, what we have, where we come from,
It's a platform for ordinary people.
to do extraordinary things.
And connect with others who share that passion for positive change.
I think that's one of the most powerful things about it.
What do you mean?
That sense of belonging, that shared purpose.
Oh, yeah, like a tribe of change makers.
Right, a global network committed to a better world.
And they're not just talking about it.
They're taking action
Giving people the tools, the resources, the inspiration.
to step up and make that difference.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Wisdom's difference makers.
I have one last question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Why do you believe this movement is good for the world?
Well, I've spent my career looking at social movements.
Right?
And this one, it's special.
How so?
It's not about one specific issue or cause.
It's about empowering people to create positive change
Everywhere.
in all parts of their lives.
It's a holistic approach to social impact.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so powerful. It's not just changing the world, it's changing ourselves.
And realizing those two things are connected.
When we change ourselves, we change the world around us.
And when we work together,
As a community of change makers,
we can create that ripple effect
a ripple effect that can truly transform our world.
for the better.
I couldn't agree more. So for those listening who are feeling inspired,
Go explore wisdoms.
connect with their community,
And most importantly, think about how you can contribute.
because the world needs more difference makers.
It all starts with one step.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep making a difference.
The future is in our hands.